All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is March 20th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Hey, let's take a look at some charts today. Let's take a look at SPY 10-minute, looking like a 10-minute uptrend coming into the close. Possibly, we'll see. 2-hour uptrend coming into the close. Daily chart, looking like an inside day, higher low, lower high, closing over the trap under the falling 17. Okay, game plan didn't come into play this morning. If we look at it, we traded the exhaustion candle right into the low anchored VWAP down here with a rally up there. Failed to make a higher high up there, and looks like we're going to make another lower low, a higher low right here. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, if they want to take it all the way back up here or not. All right, so there's SPY. We played the 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, which yielded us a nice profit up there. Buying the pullback sucked. All right, it really did not work out. We never got the bounce. And the bounce might not be coming till tomorrow. We'll see what happens, all right? There's price action on the SPY. That was the game plan for this morning. The morning game plan worked. The afternoon plan did not, all right? So let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ, if you traded the morning plan, price action, 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, that worked out. If you bought the pullback, that did not work. All right, price action for QQQ on the daily chart. Take a look at it here. Got a inside day, just like SPY, lower high, higher low, closing inside bearish trap under falling 17 EMA, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Under the midpoint here, down here in the lower third. That's bearish down there. All right, let's take a look at SPY, and you can see price action just neutral right here on SPY, right here at the midpoint. Let's take a look at FNGA. FNGA inside day, closing under a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, under the midpoint, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Down here in the lower third, that is bearish down here. All right, let's take a look at IWM. IWM inside day, lower high, higher low, closing over a bullish trap, but under the falling 17. Under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line right here, under the midpoint down here in quadrant 1, that's bearish. Diamond Dow got a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the uptrend line, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, just over the midpoint. Price action is neutral on Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122. Price action. We ripped up into the buy zone. We couldn't hold it. The bears threw us out. We came back and bounced over here on the midpoint, looking like inverse head and shoulders setting up. This being the left shoulder, that being the head, and the right shoulder right there. All right, so a lot of choppy price action for this afternoon on T2122, T2123. Again, we've got consolidation over prior consolidation. That's a bullish environment. All right, price action closing in on the falling 200 SMA. Price action looking like it wants to cross up over it. We'll see how far they get with that. They did make a little higher high, barely a higher high, just really just consolidating over prior consolidation here. And on T2123, you can see price action moves down and then over to the right. Nothing but dead cat bounce, just a bear flag over there. Okay, so nothing really bullish happening other than the slight consolidation over prior consolidation. That's it. On the 3-bar chart, price still underneath 200 SMA. You can see price put in a lower high, inspired the bears to make the lower low. Price in a bear flag. All right, closing in on the falling 17. Hopefully they can get that turned around, turn that green, maybe start working their way up top. You can see the V bottom on this chart and this price action here from January. Not seeing any V bottom over here on the right side. All right, just looking like a bear flag underneath this falling 200 SMA. Price action caught underneath prior all-time high here, prior all-time high there, and the all-time high up there. So there's T2123. FNGU held the ground over the 200 SMA, causing it to kind of hook. The morning was nice with a rally up, but failing to make a higher high. In the afternoon was a melt-off back into the hooking 200 SMA here. You can see price action gets caught underneath a fading VWAP here and underneath the fading 17 EMA. Price action kind of hopefully catching here on the 200 SMA. All right, let's take a look at sectors. First sector. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH inside day closing over a trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, no longer in the lower third, just neutral here. SMH, take a look at the cousin, XLK. All right, XLK, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, just neutral here on XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF got a higher low and a higher high, closing over bullish trap over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Take a look at IYT. Transports looking like a higher low, and let's see the high here, 65.47, 65.48. Higher low, higher high, closing inside the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line, under the uptrend line. Price action here for IYT just bearish down here in the lower third. So there's IYT price action for IYT. So having a tough time getting a bullish rally going here. Just a lot of bear flags everywhere, looking like another move to the downside. All right, I'll take some questions in the room. If there's none, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right, and see what we got here. Yeah, no push. All right, just further push to the downside. All right, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right, thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's look. Maybe tomorrow we get a little bit better afternoon than we had today. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Jim. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Scott.